why Na'Vi may be tapping into their roots, soaking up that energy and looking for a pistol. We do play on train, and it is, of course, Na'Vi to start things off on the T side.
Here we have it. A straight up default to walk towards inner. Bomb is still far back in spawn. CT's roaming, but being cautious. They're not peeking into T-Con directly for playing in the sandwich. There's still heavy communication right now. But it's not even clear to us exactly what Na'Vi want to do.
Just wait, sit back, as are MIBR. I mean, we've got these two players holding up in Ivy, Lucas and Fallen. Fallen's with his attention towards this eventual creep. Everybody waiting. I like the tension, Mohan.
Yeah, they
I like
seem
tension to start the day.
I mean, I really want to know what's happening. You know what I mean?
I want to see KNG get kills here. I mean, this is another. We didn't really touch on it all too much, but you know, the throne has been bestowed back upon him, and Fallen's just ready for this crisp old dumpster headshot. Not anticipating the player who would walk in front, but you know it's going to be the double peek. And there we have it. The first bit of damage comes in with 35 seconds left on the clock, and Lucas then falls, pulling Fur out from inside of the trains. Fallen's going to have to deal with this all on his own, and both him and Fur do crumble. So KNG's rotation through connector made so much more difficult, and this is the numbers game that Na'Vi's going to run away with.
That was nice. It was simple. They didn't use too much utility, if any. And yeah, the three-man Ivy, they got Simple out. Simple almost died, but that was a kill he should have had, and they don't lose a single man. Great pistol round from Na'Vi, and there's going to be some interesting things to talk about as the rounds roll forward. Number one, 3 great operas on the map, so obviously this is a map that's going to be great to watch Simple and to see if he can have a resurgence after the major. Further, you have Fallen and KNG, who have actually decided that KNG is going to be the primary opera on all maps, except on train here on the T side. We will see Fallen opping. And that doesn't mean that KNG still won't pick it up at times. Certainly he will. And on the CT side, you might expect that both KNG and Fallen try opping at the same time.
Yeah, good luck getting past that. This round, though, shouldn't be too hard to move forward with. Of course, 1 scout for Deagles picked up, and some smoke grenades to potentially slow things down, frags to soften up targets or finish off any body shots that the Deagles can connect. But again, it's Fallen to take first damage. Ivy. Contact has been made, and T-Con's been completely cleared. No hyper-aggression from MIBR, not looking to move too much further. But remember, last round they did have 2 guys inside Ivy, playing in those back halls. With the pistols, they want to use these trains as cover. Shoulder to shoulder. This could be a prime chance for maybe Na'Vi to wrap back around, old bomb, really screw this defense from multiple sides.
Yeah. CTs are roaming right now, so there's not exactly a plan to stack, it feels like. Everybody's sort of on flex.
Saw the pistol. Poor Lucas pinned in. Nowhere to go but down. Flamey drops him, and KNG chucked off the top of the blue train. Fallen, however, has got something to say. There we have it. The first kill for MIBR hits the board. Taco looking to knock another one from the skies, but instead he takes his tumble. Fallen still shuffling around. The scout has 0 impact of the round. A second off of Fallen, and further damage still. But it's just those 2 casualties and some follow-up. Na'Vi, 2-0.
Good try from Fallen. I would have liked to see on this second round for the CTs to either have pushed a little bit more aggressively for information, taken T-Con control, for example, kind of huddled up around Ivy. Instead, they were roaming within the site. So they did technically stack the correct site, but it's because they were somewhat far apart. I don't think they caught anyone off guard, and that played into Na'Vi's slower playstyle where they were individualistically clearing out all of these different angles and taking a lot of one-on-ones. I don't think MIBR were favored in. Now, Fallen did get a couple of good kills, so that's a good sign just to see that his form is up. And now the CTs are taking a bit more of an aggressive stance, pushing through Ivy, and the long-distance headshot from Lucas onto Electronic shakes things up just a little bit.
Very crisp. Luckily, Zeus still here for damage control. Fallen's going to grab himself another, and Lucas, even with that USP, has taken a man advantage of all the rounds. Of all the rounds for them to find footing, it's here and now. But Boomich, all the while, has created so much space into that B bomb site that obviously the bomb's going to feel comfortable coming down, except for the fact that Zeus finds himself on a quarter of his health. But Fallen, interestingly enough, is starting to creep in from the oil tankard. Zeus wants to retreat. He's kind of pinned in here, though, so he'll use that smoke to get a bit more space. Lucas on this long rotation because he wanted to pick up that AK. And whoa, Boomich, settle down. little team damage there to Zeus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not replacing him yet.
Bit anxious. Time's against them, but they are close to the site. I mean, you might as well try to bait them forward, maybe get a kill if possible. They're going to see it's a false alarm. Molotov comes out. Boomich going to be used as a mercenary with the MAC-10. Makes his way across the site, and which way do the kills go is the only question. It's not so much will the bomb get defused, because that is an option far gone. Zeus will have to run away. He'll also survive, and so will Fallen and Lucas. Navi win that round, but narrowly.
Right. You know, a couple of kills in the round previous from MIBR, you shrug it off if you're Navi, but this one with much less invested, that's a big win for MIBR.
Connor, instant double up. Fallen and KNG.
Oh, it's a sweet, sweet thing to see. The king returns. So let's see what happens. He's going to head over to the B side early. And
if I had a couple of rounds like Fallen just did, I'd be like, all right, I really do want to opt today. I think I'm hitting shots. I think that D kind of just inspired confidence in him, but it could have been the game plan. We'll see what happens. KNG looks for an opportunity. He's very close. Almost nails that shot through the box on Boomich. And did he pre-fire through the wall into the box, or was Fallen just not peaked enough that he couldn't see?
Bro, I blinked and I missed it.
Wow, okay. That could have been a super smart pre-fire if that were the case.
Yeah, that's Simple's revenge for getting deeged earlier on.
Yeah, yeah. A more important round for sure.
100%.
So that op gets recovered. There's still two ops at play here, one for Fur this time. He's going to be in more standard position outside. This is actually great. I mean, with these new CT setups, him opping here is supposed to alleviate Ivy to the point that you don't need two people anymore. So in a sense, it's almost like you have even strength outside, especially if they don't go Ivy. He'll now turn his attention to T-Con. There's an opportunity lost, but KNG picks up the slack.
Yep. Gets that one top of ladder, but the A site crumbles first. Still out here in the open. Is going to get a chance at a second kill and takes it. Down goes Flamey, rounding the corner, right into the scope, but for a third. Oh, and now it falls on Zeus, but KNG never sees this coming. Back into the 1 versus 1. And Fur's going to use that cover of E-Box here. 30 seconds for this T to try and get it down. Oh. What a round from Fur. 4 op shots after losing Fallen early. The snipers panning out here for MIBR.
This optimal play, it wasn't a difficult decision for Fur. He moved to a good spot, but you could see he had tons of cover for himself. He didn't actually rely on teammates to try to help him. He would have been in a much more one-dimensional position if he was back at Ivy, for example, holding on to that one angle. If they're coming to the top of the trains, he would have just died, not got it killed. So instead, he's in a spot where he's got a man in ladder, so he can worry about, you know, a third less of the choke points. And then he can turn his attention between T-Con and Ivy, depending on where he hears noise, and he plays that perfectly.
They got some diddy-daddling going on here in Spawn, Mohan. They took their time, but they've shuffled their weapons, and just like Boomich taking that B site in the 3rd round, he wastes no time moving forward. Unfortunately, so much faster than the rest of his teammates that he's just kind of caught in no man's land and executed early.
We can see the effects, the residual effects of the economic damage from the Deagle shots that Fallen hit, the eco round kills, where they got close on that defuse in the B site. 3 pistols in this round, one of them's already out. And maybe MIBR obviously a significant advantage here, and Fallen's back on his op. Lucas to help out at IV, and he'll try to get some information. We'll see how aggressive he wants to be.
Ooh, nice. Drawing them in by attacking from the right side. Fallen plucks off the electronic. That's not one of the 2 rifles they came into this round with, of course. Flamey unable to trade because Fallen retreats towards green train so quickly. But the flash could enable a peek. Not going to be effective in flashing, nor keeping him standing. Lucas through smoke. Now, Simple also denied entry, and Zeus's 2 HP shouldn't be all too much to deal with. 5 players alive for MIBR coming off of the previous round. I mean, this is huge for them. Great way to start getting that economy rolling.
We see a light buy that mirrors the same gameplay as the pistol round, where they do an Ivy focus, a low nade focus, and then they have someone come out ladder and T-Con as well. I think they skipped one of those choke points in this round specifically, but the nuance there is just because they've got different guns. The similarities are because they're on a low buy. Now they're going to have absolutely nothing to work with. I don't think we're even seeing a single flash on this round. So it's just going to be Glocks as they talk about what to do on the upcoming rifle round. Great chance here for MIBR to not only even up, but really take a lot of confidence back from those first 3 rounds that Navi won.
P250, actually. That's what they've got. $300 spent up for Simple here in T-Con. Let's see if it makes a difference. You know, wall penetration, not its strongest suit. But
that happens to me when I flick and my mouse hits my keyboard.
yeah.
It
pushes your left finger into the mouse.
Normally a low sense problem. We know that Simple doesn't have a low sense, but I don't know if he's one of those players that has the keyboard overlap on the mouse pad.
They've grouped themselves together.
Actually, the biggest problem in the esports when people
slapping their
yeah,
keyboard?
when people slap their keyboard and when your mouse jumps. Those are the two worst problems. There's a decent shot. I mean, it's only a leg.
Yeah. Gets the bodies downwards. Taco's going to maybe try to push out in here. Oh, wait, bomb. Bomb, far gone. I think it's actually stuck on top of the spool at the bottom of the ladder. So, irretrievable and unsuccessful.
Yeah, unlucky. The bomb obviously falls the way you're facing. So if you get killed coming out of ladder, you're facing the bomb site. The bomb can drop on the spools. Low percentage chance that's going to happen, but there it is. Zeus is the one carrying it, of course. And they give it their best shot to get close to the bomb site. We're seeing a really low utility type of match here from Na'Vi. Even when they've had the utility to use, whether it was the pistol or their rifle round where they were up, they haven't used much. So that might need to be something they have to change. They're going up against these ops, so going out dry is like one of the least favorable plays that you could pull off. Here, it looks like they might turn it into something of a fast execute.
Whoa, everybody just hopping around. This is giving great line of fire for Fur. 3 bodies just toppled. Near instantaneous, but Simple is able to swing it back with at least this headshot. Then he goes one further. Zeus steps out and is put down. Damn, Fur finding great timing, but I mean, that's what's going to happen if Na'Vi are going to just jumble themselves together like that.
So the position that Fur came in is actually really unfavorable for CTs because their shadow appears on the wall. And it's like, compared to other positions, it's so blatant that you almost never want to do that, right? Push in to fight someone coming out of T-Con. So conversely, if you're a T, you might not be expecting someone to make 100%. That play. Ferg picks a great timing, obviously, to get in the middle of the execute. And that's when, in your mind, you're running through the dry run. You're like, okay, here's the part of the execute where our nades are out. Everyone's going to respect us for a few seconds. We get out, and then we get on the site, and then we look up. Then we talk about the frags. Yeah. So that's the kind of Fur you want, right? That's why we always praise his aggression. It's because he knows how to find opportunities like that, and he trusts himself to make those correct plays. He seems like he's in a great place. In the past 3 months, Fur is leading in terms of rating for his team. And I guess that is a round that exemplifies that. A round
also, I love these moments where you think the chaos of all of that utility usage going on, and in addition to the comms from Na'Vi at that moment, it's just like the perfect time to strike. You know, Boomich dropped to 50 by a frag grenade, a Molotov in the back so that they can't retreat, forcing them to kind of, spontaneously jump forward. And there was a smoke in the middle of it all. Mm-hmm. Like, there's so many, that creates all these weird new angles, and Fur gets the best of it. And the aggression doesn't taper off here. He's already into the pop dog, spots the socks of the ladder player, who then goes right on up.
When Phelps was on the team, he was playing ladder. He was kind of relieved Fur of this spot, which was fine. He was a good forward aggressive player. He's a player who likes to be on his own in the first place. Phelps is that's the kind of person he's been characterized for so long. But Fur was just better, right? I mean, he is just a better player in general, and I'd like to see him here. I mean, this is where he's gotten so many of his highlights.
They know that somebody was in here. They have that inkling, and they're hoping that Fur oversteps his welcome. Boomich honed in. Obviously, all these sounds meant to bait the peak. Oh, preemptive spray down. Drops Boomich again to 50 HP. 45-second mark. You still have a little bit of Ivy presence.
My only worry, my main concern, is if you bleed down time for no reason, right? I mean, here they don't have a lot to work with. They could also be using this as a pseudo pause where they talk about the next round, but ultimately you lower your options. When you go for an execute, you take a little bit of damage, and it's just as predictable as it was at a minute, except now you feel like you've got to go faster.
Boomich gets out. Headshot angle tough to peel Lucas off of that one. Simple even getting a chance at the back of the shot, and he hits it, but he finds himself all alone. Yet again, 25 HP trying to work in the 1v4. And if he doesn't die soon, they could very well give chase.
Oh,
so he tucks out a dodge.
That's a weird situation to try to save. Why wouldn't you just run out into the open and hope they kill you? I mean, it would have been MIBR's fault to kill him.
Yeah. I mean, if it's 2 seconds, I can understand, but it's still 8. Like,
he did no way. He was like, yo, and you guys better drop me too.
Yeah. Let's see if he does find himself on some heavier hardware. The rest of the team obviously buying back up into this, and no.
I mean, yeah, like, ultimately, nobody's got money to do that, right? I mean, unless they're going to
100%.
give their own gun. But that was kind of a very active decision by him to try to hang on to that deagle. You got to wonder why.
See if it comes back to haunt them. It's been 5 straight from MIBR, hence why we find them on fire. Moving into the upper box halls. Poor Boomich, man. 3 rounds in a row, he finds himself at 50 health before even seeing someone to shoot back at.
That's the life of an entry, and he has taken on that lead man role. Always taking early nade damage. Really rough stuff.
KNG is going to find himself in position before anybody comes peeking and prying from above. Fur, well, he's been playing in the bottom of ladder room, but he's already feeling happy about rotating back. This enables Fallen to move that second AWP into position on B. Taco, yet to have been revealed here. And he's going to hear all the footsteps moving past. Electronics down with Boomich simultaneous before we get the response. Na'Vi at a 3v4. Ooh, turned 1 lower. Now Flamey just planting bomb. No, he's come off of it. No plant even, but he's got a kill. He's picked it off of the oil tank, and what's Lucas going to do? Just wait. Wait for Fur to finish it off. A strike from behind puts MIBR on 6.
It was great cover. I actually like how they played that. I like that Taco's in the bomb site. He's sitting there not watching the cross into sight, but instead just making sure if anybody tries to wrap pop that he'll kill that guy. Then he's got 2 ops in the back lines, making sure they cover him. They had Fallen take that aggressive re-peek up to Cloud where he jumped up on the spool once again. That's extremely risky to do because you pop up, you have 1 shot, it's not easy to fall off again, you're dead if you miss. And so he hits his shot, he plays with confidence and helps him win the round. MIBR now on fire. A P90.
What? I feel like...
It's got more bullets, Connor. You can't argue with that.
All right, man. Let's get weird. Let's get weird in Moscow. Lucas, fully blind. Still able to dish out some damage, but...
I think that may have been a bad flash from his own teammate. It just landed in front of him.
Why am I looking at a P90? What did we do to deserve this?
I can't answer that question. I haven't seen a P90 in so long, so
Right.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. That's B34, right?
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I have buy
You
binds.
could be for, I don't know, maybe a misbuy. But I think at the very least, we need to get like more screen time for Simple in this rare moment in Counter-Strike.
Ooh. Little shoulder peek from Taco goes unpunished, but elicits some utility usage. Not only does Molotov, but he follows with the smoke. And he holds on to his frag, because he doesn't think that they're coming in just yet. In fact, he's then hit Simple with it. Over the top of those boxes. An additional smoke to try and stave this off, but maybe Electronic moves forward. It kind of bounces past him, and there's a flash to move in with it. Taco stationary. Oh, but nice little adjustment in his aim. Trade, of course, from Flamey. And while the bomb goes down, Fur's fixating his attention on the top side of this bomb site. Remember, Fallen flanks at the moment, and Fur's op has been on point, but he's removed after just 1. Fallen, knowing Zeus is back in this corner, is no longer able to move forward right here. He's hoping, just hoping, that KNG can clear the site, but instead he too is dead, and Fallen's got it all to do. Simple with an angle and an additional headshot to give Na'Vi their 4th.
A very good 1v2. I was going to laud MIBR for, first of all, being very patient about the retakes. They allow the B site to go down. They leave Taco in the thick of it, but he always seems to be safe, at least for the majority of the post plant, or just the first half before they get the secondary ops into the back lines. He seems like he's in a good position. But there, like Na'Vi just play a little bit better. I want to say MIBR could just keep it up right now because that could have been a one-off. There's a 1v2 by Simple. It's another attempt on the B site.
Yep.
Maybe good because they've gotten closer on B than they have on A. But at the same time, it might be only a flash in the pan. We'll soon find out.
Fur's aggression almost caught out by the counter aggression of, oh boy, Electronic, who puts his own fire on his feet. And Fur's gonna get the best of him for it. Follow-up smokes, cuts off Pop Dog.
I'd consider that CS goad.
Yeah?
Your molly bouncing back on you.
Right,
Like I know realistically the trains have those, but how can you plan for that as a player? I think it should just be smooth flipping.
A bit awkward. Not the best way to try and follow up your first gun round win. There's still that AWP on Simple, which is about to challenge that of Fallen. Shuffling positions over towards the B side as well, but it's Na'Vi kind of sinking their teeth closer towards A.
Really difficult part about MIBR is that even in the 5v4 they keep moving, so you can't actually figure out the spots that they will go to. Sometimes that works against them. They don't always win their man-up situations, but it also makes them more difficult to read. They play with a lot of fluidity, especially here on Train.
Again, playing with some sound cues. Boomich ready to crest the side of these boxes. Fallen, hoping to find some timing. But they are inching their way inwards. I mean, Flamey's already passed Olaf. E-Box soon to be contested, but ooh, the double lock. Good trade from Fallen. Fur gets another kill, and Simple's going to have to try and clutch it out yet again. Oh, robbed by the Train, and MIBR takes 7.
KNG's had no missteps. He hasn't really had to fire up because they've just been winning rounds so easily.
Yep.
Again, we're looking at a score where Na'Vi have 3 rounds following the pistol, two more following the pistol, and then a single round after that where they took a beat just a moment ago. And MIBR outside have been just fine. So they play this 5v4 actually with 2 players outside. That's Fallen in that kind of shroud position, back 6 looking at Ivy, and then Fallen as Z rotator, I believe. So that seemed to be just fine. There was a chance there where Na'Vi could have gotten a kill to help them, but overall, you looked at that and you felt confident about the positions that MIBR had. So eventually they did calcify into those spots. They didn't continue to stay fluid, but it was only because Na'Vi really cut noise and MIBR were like, all right, we've gotten everyone rotated safely. We've gotten them escorted out. We've watched their spots as they've crossed. Now we can go back into positions where we feel comfortable. And they picked the correct ones.
I think it's always promising when you see Fallen, 10 rounds into a game, getting 2 beautiful follow-up kills like he just did. Didn't blow his own teammates' brains out from behind.
Always a plus.
Just slices the shot through. And again, shutting down Ivy kind of alleviates pressure from, well, the Ivy players themselves. So a big one from Fallen, who finds himself at 10-5. But the real heavy hitter at the moment's Fur. 19 kills, 5 deaths, and we are 11 rounds deep. The anti-eco going smoothly thus far. Taco cuts down the first 2 as they try to exit on B site. And I mean, that one scout that Simple holds on to is where they find their opening now. He pops KNG. The entirety of MIBR is over at this B site still. In fact, they have taken this hook, line, and sinker. They can still rotate back around through CT spawn to try and defuse, and that's really the best Na'Vi can hope for, is a bomb plant. But they think there must be somebody here at A, most certainly.
Yeah, they're confused about why the site's open. I think MIBR are they're so confident in these retakes. They haven't 100%. Overstepped at all. Look how patient Fur was. I mean, he gets pushed on, and Flamey actually gets a kill. So suddenly it's an interesting situation from nowhere. Lucas, flanking out of Ivy, he's going to know that a player was close by. He'll probably call this for Taco, maybe a second one right up your alley. Flamey misses a clean opportunity. He's going to move back into the bullets of Lucas, and that'll be one wrapped up. Na'Vi almost pulled one out of the hat, but again, I think MIBR's patience was the true victor here.
Yep, 100%. They had confidence in the retake, like you said. 4 versus 2. Sure enough, Na'Vi cut down half of those numbers. Electronics in the best situation, seeing as he gets his paws on the AK and has that deep connector control. But poor Flamey, unfortunately, long distance shot, finds himself on a Deagle 1v2. So considering they just kind of force-fed themselves into the B site, I think that was a great way to get the rotation off of A, great way to get themselves some additional cash, and now we find Na'Vi in round 13 with another solid buy.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and that makes me wonder, how susceptible are MIBR to fakes right now, and how confident are MIBR that Na'Vi will fake. So we'll see. Do they only do it in the mid round? Because if so, it might be obvious. But if they do it kind of deliberately with grenades, maybe they can get a lot out of that. We'll see if Zeus has considered the thought of maybe trying to pull off one of these fakes. He does get an opening kill. KNG goes down first once again. A headshot onto him. Zeus takes a little over 50 damage in response, and Taco will be forward aggressive for the first time this half.
Oh, and then he's just going to hang out on the ladder. Simple can't catch him on retreat. Back into the 4 versus 4. I like that. Replenish the aggression. Get revenge for KNG falling first, and Boomich playing a dangerous game. That, my friends, is the dance of death. And they're both going to walk away from this, completely evacuating the upper halls and potentially just looking to go for a T-Con Ivy split. Or even, hold on, with Electronic coming off of Ivy, unless they're positioning the op there instead, this could just be all in T-Con, 4 Ts versus 4 CTs.
Oh, we've got eyes everywhere.
Flashbangs over, footsteps heard, and Fur missing a shot. Lucas tries to pepper them back, and then we're going to have Fallen in this position he's succeeded from already today. Within the bomb site, looking to drop targets, and there's his first one. Lucas is going to give that support fire, dropping bomb in the process. So now that 20 seconds left on the clock becomes a real issue for Na'Vi. And Boomich, he's going to blindside Fallen, but he's denied, and it's going to push it out at Simple. It's the 1v2 turned back. Great moves from Lucas. Goes from Ivy into the old bomb, supports Fallen from directly behind, and sure enough, they just anchored down in those last 10 seconds to win out that clutch.
No, that was nice. I mean, certainly there's a world where Fallen doesn't hit that shot, that miraculous 45-degree flick, but he makes it happen. I thought for sure he knew Boomich was going to wrap around the train, but it seemed like he was prepared one way or the other. So that's interesting. Na'Vi get a little bit closer. It comes down to a 4v4, which is, I guess, a unique situation in this half so far. Another late round A take that I thought was going to go a lot worse. So I guess coming close is a small victory.
Poor Flamey just fed to the wolves. Boomich able to trade. No longer finds himself the front runner, so he gets a chance to play the game. Still, CT's moving around this A site, and Fallen just such a nuisance with this op. Flies off the ladder, offsets Simple's crosshair, and just destroys him. 4 versus 2. This is sick to watch. Like, MIBR, first map, 20 kills for Fur, 15 on Fallen.
Yeah.
Lucas sitting up there at 11. I mean, they don't need a 5th player. Bring Zeus back.
That's true. They could have Zeus. I think you have a point. I mean, I think even with Zeus in this match so far, they'd probably still be able to win. It doesn't seem like they've even tapped into the firepower of KNG, that they even need that advantage just yet. You know, to speak objectively, it feels like, okay, MIBR playing good. Na'Vi, not so good.
Done. Yeah, and I feel like all of the big individual moments we've seen across this map so far, it's coming out of MIBR.
Yeah.
You know, Fur in this close A aggression, Fallen in this just stationary anchor in the back. I mean, that right there is the left-right combo that Na'Vi just can't seem to get past.
So
look at this movement from Fallen.
Yeah, and that's another and that's the reason why, you know, I've always referred to Fallen as the king of train. I mean, they've done so much to, like, him as an IGL, as the Opper, and then having such a dominant train while he was on SK, kind of innovating on the map like no one else. I think, you know, awarded him that title in my perspective, but his movement alone, I mean, even his ladder movement, just as you pointed out, that's a huge reason why we love watching him on CT side and why he continues to be a huge threat. I think him and Cirque probably have the best ladder movement of any top oppers here on train. So Luke has pushed out to Ivy. I think he's expectant they're going to try some play like this once again. Fallen, or Electronic, is he going to take a couple of bullets in the back of the head? I have no idea where these kills are going to go.
Oh, goodness. Gracious. Golly gee. Flamey retreats. And Ivy's just kind of left on its own. I feel like neither team was comfortable with that scenario just now. You know, you got dudes in the smoke, over the smokes, behind the smokes.
Oh, you love this. Okay, so for, again, he's taking a liberty. He knows that because they had that Ivy default, they heard multiple people there, a couple of grenades thrown at the same time. He can probably get into T-Con a little bit more safely. I mean, there might be someone there, but if it's only one person, he's got a good fight, especially with a flash.
KNG, though. Oh, boy. Boomich finishes off the kill, but awkward spot. Of course, Simple had just delivered that bomb to Fur, but he's not going to hang out in T-Con. He's actually just tucked himself amidst the trains. Someone's about to walk behind him. Flamey, no.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Take your time, Fur.
Fur goes ahead and executes him, makes his move, makes his play. Zeus could be the next blown away, but no, dives back down behind the train. 20 seconds. They've got to get a move on. And Boomich, I mean, he's just got to clear bodies. It's the final round of the half. He's got to go. No option. Plant or lose. And, of course, Fur just sets his trap, chills out on the bomb site, and he's going to shut this half down. That, my friends, is an 11-4 score for MIBR on the defense.
Not bad at all. And again, I mean, in summation, like, MIBR playing well,
Yeah.
Na'Vi not playing well. This isn't a map that they should be playing badly on. It's in, again, probably a tournament they tried harder to prepare for than anything else besides the major this year, or majors, I guess. And it's surprising because when I look at this, I think, okay, if a team is playing this well and the other team is not getting a lot of rounds, they're just not getting pushed. They're just not getting pushed hard enough, right? We're not even seeing the next level. We're not even seeing where MIBR could go on their defense, right?
Well, I mean, I want to say like we haven't even really seen them tested. You know, they're not a single round was MIBR finding themselves on an eco, and even then, the 2 rounds after Pistol where they were finding themselves with some lackluster cash, Mohan, they did good damage. So this was an easy breezy, beautiful first half from the Brazilian boys.
Yeah, really nice. So I think, are we going to take it to a break?
Let's go ahead and do that. We'll be back with the second half.
Okay.
No need. Literal no need for him at all. That was just all too easy.
Yeah, I wanted to see like MIBR in a tough spot because I wanted to see what KNG would do, like what his final form would be if it was like him 1v3ing every round because his team was messing up. But instead, he was a total role player, a total bro. Yeah. Never took an aggressive peek when it wasn't necessary. Had a couple of spawns at B that he went for an op shot. He didn't nail his shots all the time, but he never actually like died because he was doing something by himself, which he's good for. He could do that. So, you know, maybe we'll get to see that. I mean, I hope like at some point in this tournament they're pushed to that point because I think a lot of people are watching because they want to know how good can KNG be on this lineup. Like, can he still be like, can he take up as much air in the room with MIBR as he could in the past, right? As he could with INTZ.
Yep. Yeah. And if that is a possibility, if Fallen knows how to implement him properly, then oh my, this wouldn't even been an 11-4 half. We'd be talking 15-0. But the rounds will continue because we're going to hop back in for the second half, folks. And we have, of course, the Brazilians on the offense already on fire. That's where they finished the half. So they will start in the flames. And they're going to pick up a smoke double flash on Fallen. 17-7 is he. 24. I'm going to read it. Yeah. 24-8. Fur in 15 rounds.
Yeah, in 15 rounds. Wow, that is unreal. Yeah, I mean, depending on how long this game goes, he's probably on for some kind of record.
This is a wild ride, and it's going quick. Not nearly as slow as the first pistol. MIBR tried to take it to him early, but the casualties stack up. That's a double for both Flamey and Boomich, leaving the king on his own. Na'Vi extinguishing flames and picking up that second pistol.
Yeah, might be a wish granted here. That was a really good round from them. That was just a great way to cut off Ivy. They're obviously reliant on like the Crossfire getting the first kill, and that makes everything a lot harder. But this is great timing from Flamey as well as team, as well as the rest of the team. And now we'll have what could be a freebie. MIBR don't invest anything into it. I don't think they've upgraded any of their pistols. We have like Lucas, I believe, has maybe got a P250.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, he does.
The CT side should be a little bit easier for Na'Vi. We didn't see anything too impressive there on the T side. It can get a little bit hectic, but they've done this before. Electronic just roaming around T-Con. He's got full control of this. Flamey gets an initial kill, and the T's will suddenly think about where they can go in full force before wasting any more players.
Fur's been peppered back by this pesky MP9. And there's Zeus. His aggression in the upper box halls pans out, dropping that bomb and getting further information. Now they know these T's are grouped up. And once numbers are called, you know someone's flying up that ladder. Or the ramp. Simple comes in, catches a couple kills, and Na'Vi move their way to 6.
Yeah, nice to have a 5 alive round. They got lots. They invested a lot of rifles into that round, so I'm not sure if they expected a buy. That could have been. So they get less money for it. They don't have that SMG bonus, of course, but they don't drop anything. Yeah, four rifles in total. Now they'll go up against the SIGs. There's one on Lucas, one on KNG, and one on Taco. We're into round 18, and MIBR will look to steal back the momentum really quickly after ending the half very dominantly. Oh! I mean, even though he didn't die, those were fantastic grenades. Almost nailing the mark. It's so difficult to get the exact distance when you're throwing them from the back of the bomb train like they were. I think those were literally just NRG's grenades copy and pasted.
He's trying to call the, you know, the
Paramedics.
paramedic hotline. You guys got some bandages?
Y'all got some med kits.
What's the move here? This is it's a lot of movement for Na'Vi getting close on that B site.
You know what that sounded like? Kim Possible?
Call me, beat me, if you gotta reach me. Yeah, bro. I'm a Disney kid. What up?
Right. Look like one too.
Yeah. A peek from Zeus confirms that there are bodies up here. And a flashbang down. Gonna hang on for now. It's Lucas lingering on Ivy, but Zeus wanted second servings and caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Drop by Taco. Close on the smoke. Fallen jumps through, flies through, and Simple's now going to look to take his place. Fur caught with nades in hand, and Simple could do it all now. Taco at a distance, low, and dealt with. Single-handed defense until KNG gets into position. But the question is, where has Boomich gotten off to? And MIBR don't have that answer. Lucas cannot help.
Bomb.
Executed and down. 10 seconds left. Lucas has to sprint towards the finish line. But unfortunately for him, they cut off the timer. He's disqualified. And, ooh, okay. Boomich is even going to go in here for the kill, looking to punish.
Yeah, after time. Oh, there's the fight. He doesn't win it. I can see why he wanted to try to take it. Obviously, they've got a full buy this round. Could have made sure that MIBR would have no buy. But, man, I was just... I thought, you know, for sure, Fallen comes out like that. This is a round they're going to win.
Another kill from movement. You know,
Yeah.
if he's not jumping off ladders or hiding behind bomb plants, now he's just flying out ramp room.
No, I mean, he's timing that jump too, right? He's
Yeah.
smoke blind for most of that. Even when you could see someone's model outside of the smoke, they can still be completely smoke blind. So he picks the correct timing to jump out, and yeah, it's just such a nuisance, man. So here's Boomich at the bottom of the ladder. Let's see if he can do his best Fur impression.
Obviously, though, Simple, the hero of the last round.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Sneaks past his fallen comrade. Clears off bomb.
That's true.
What's the utility here? One smoke? Yes. Lucas working with it. And, oh my god.
Wow. That's a value grenade.
Yeah. Picking shrapnel out of their Cheerios, Mohan. Triple man boost gets nothing for its efforts. Let's try again. Hey. Nope. Nothing. We've got Zeus up close. Simple comes back into the connector, but it's this bottom of the ladder presence from Boomich that I'm interested in. He's going to be that swing kill.
Yeah, he could be a pain point in this round for MIBR for sure. It seems like they want to see what happens at inner. If it doesn't work out, they might swing back to outside like Na'Vi did to them in the first half, specifically on an eco just like this one. But they don't have the nades to flush them out, and they haven't made anything happen at inner. So rotations are not going to occur for Na'Vi. Instead, they sit pretty.
3 bodies spotted up high. Zeus, because of Fur coming down in that 2-pronged assault, we've got a B site for the taking, and Lucas follows forward with another kill. That Krieg panning out so well thus far. Boomich on a hot flank. Eyes drawn in both directions, and whoa, we're calling the save.
Wow, here's what I wonder about that one. Is it a matter of protocols? If you're Zeus on the top of the train, you have to trust your teammate to watch something else for you.
Right.
It's one of those spots it's hard to get down from. So if he looks dedicated to the ramp, but then he looks to upper, is that because he doesn't trust his teammate? Because if that's the case, he should have been playing somewhere else, plain and simple.
Yeah, that's
Play
fair.
up against spools, you know, you only have to watch one side. the guy comes from above you, you're dead no matter what. You're forced to trust your teammate. From there, though, he really has to. He can't fake it. And it seemed like he just wasn't ready. Like, Fur comes out with a deagle, you know?
Yeah.
Body shots him twice.
Yep.
That's a frag that Zeus will get if he's watching the lower ramp. But instead, it seems like there's a bit of distrust there, and that's what cost him the kill.
Maybe it was just the sheer numbers, the fact that 3 of them came out at the same time. You know, he distrusts that. But regardless, we've got Na'Vi in an interesting position. Save those 2 weapons. Gonna buy back up around it, I presume.
This has been a nail biter
Yeah, everybody's hungry.
for nails.
It's a good source of calcium. This is a big round in the sense that, you know, we were watching Na'Vi, I think, piece together a solid defense. And we're talking about the CT side of Train, where you'd have to be real incompetent of a team to kind of let it be a blowout.
Yeah, sure.
So I figured they were getting their footing, but that's a bit of a robbed round from MIBR, and it pushes them into that danger zone. You know, 3 away from securing OT, or rather 15 at the least.
Wow. He just came down the ladder with that op. I don't even know. He didn't really even use that spawn. Optimally, Zeus gets the kill on him. It's traded out. It's definitely in the favor of the CTs who are on the low buy. Fur takes his time to line up a shot, but now he's got 2 targets and will he make the most of it? No. Boomich takes him out. It's Simple and all his friends. It's actually just Fallen, excuse me, who is alone. MIBR get crushed on that outside take.
Slaughtered. I mean, if you took a look at that minimap, every single death comes at either the exit of T-Con or the exit of Popdog. I mean, that was just corralled chaos and a little bit of carnage. So Na'Vi going to be very happy considering the result of the last round, considering they had that advantage versus that B split. It's great for them to just bounce back immediately afterwards and with conviction.
Yeah. MIBR weren't running through grenades, so it was a good round there for Na'Vi, like, to stop that. They got outside, but you know, MIBR, they seem to pick a good timing to try to exit, and they still got destroyed. On this round, they've got another buy. They're obviously lacking on Fallen, who was investing in the most expensive gun. But him with the deagle and grenades, I mean, I really don't feel like it's going to make that much of a difference in this round. Flamey's got a scout here. And I think we heard that Fallen would be opping on the T side of Train specifically, right?
Right. That's what we had been informed. But
either way, I'm sure it's his call.
Yep. Maybe he's had enough. You know, he's racked up his op frags for the day and then some. Put KNG in a spot to do it on his own. Zeus gonna let people pass. Oh, and he's jumping. He's caught jumping back in. Luckily, Simple at a distance does pop Fur, but Lucas still able to get that bomb down. Commits to it, sticks it in. Simple with that deep B control. 2 players inside of Connector here for Na'Vi. It's Boomich who wants to activate that ladder flank, but there is somebody waiting above him. So while that fight goes on, we do have Na'Vi pushing inwards, and Simple with another crisp headshot. Fallen, just distracted at this moment, pushes all the pressure onto KNG. He sees Simple above, but Flamey gets the best of him, and Fallen falls back into the hands of Electronic. That is a retake for Na'Vi, a 9th round for Na'Vi, and a 3-round difference for MIBR.
And just a good round in general. Like, that was a confidence-instilling round. Back-to-back rounds like that, in fact. So, nicely played. Well done. Good kill from Simple. They had to pick up slack there. Zeus tried to pick a timing to jump up on the ramp where he thought he could maybe start walking around, but someone's there waiting for him, obviously, after the smoke comes out. And that's the name of the game if you try to go for a timing like that. If he had just swung out, though, might have been a little bit safer, so you could have kept his accuracy while he was on the floor. Maybe he'll make that decision a little bit differently next time. But it's 9-12. Difference is 3 rounds here. MIBR still in the lead, but now things have gotten a bit shaky, and it actually seems less certain exactly who's going to win the game. Into this one.
Whoa.
Fur's made his way outside. He is not wasting any time whatsoever. But Flamey will stop him in his tracks. Lucas trades, and then Zeus answers back. It's 3-on-4. Na'Vi up, but just by a bit.
Blinded is Lucas, though. He had Simple pinned into that office ladder. KNG is going to start to creep in. Fallen just next to the bomb train. Everybody's so close, but no line of sight. Good fight for KNG. That low HP on Flamey costs him, and another from 2v4 to 2v2, now cut to the 2v1. Fallen, however, keeps this one as close as can be, and Simple, with 32 health, is just gonna hold back at a distance. That bomb's gone down, and Fallen retreats. He too is low here, Mohan.
Okay, so how does he play this? He has to reload, so he's gonna fall back to a safer spot just out of distance. Simple's not gonna hear this whatsoever. He's waiting for that kind of random re-peek that might come out, and there's always the risk of that. Fallen knows that he's encroaching with the AWP. He's soon going to run out of time. I mean, the bomb's planted in a pretty good spot. Simple, he could bang this, and oh my god, it's actually Fallen to bang him. He's got the AK, he swings out fast, and I thought maybe Simple would have taken that shot.
Had the chance, you know, goes over the shoulder, near haircut for Fallen, but gets away with it. You know, there was that smoke double flashbang for Simple to try and play with too, but the AK was ready for the spam. So you were saying how you know, we watched Simple for the first 10 seconds, watch for that follow-up peak that you anticipate, and Fallen just did a great job of burning off the time before going for that spontaneous peak, and when he does, he closes this round. So MIBR to 13, Na'Vi back in with everything they can, but it's not too much. CZ, Deeg, FAMAS, M4, and at least the op on Simple. So can he be the difference maker here in the 23rd round?
Not doing anything special. He's locked away. He's very far from the B site just for the moment. And Zeus is kind of all alone. We've seen mixed results from him so far, Inner, and he's only got a CZ this time, which really makes things more difficult. It looks like MIBR are posturing up to take this fast. Yeah,
one of these situations where I think, you know, if Zeus falls here, it's very easy for Na'Vi to justify transitioning into a save. All of the valuable weapons are elsewhere on the map, but with this utility usage, they are going to try to get themselves into position. They flood back to this side, and good flash from Electronic helps Zeus out. That CZ succeeds. Simple dropping KNG, and Lucas unable to get out from above.
I was wondering, the bomb didn't get on site. They had the smoke to cross. Taco doesn't take the opportunity. It's 2-on-4.
Fallen sees the shadow, can call that there's a player on top of the train. Still there. Ooh, wary of the flank. A good popped headshot from Lucas. Fallen down to the Deagle. Na'Vi, with that force up, have found themselves success, and they walk away with the 3 weapons they came in with, so not too hard of a round for them.
Yeah, it felt like they turned off the aggression like as soon as they got outside or onto the site. They probably should have kept it going. The bomb at least going down would have been a big boon. Yeah, Zeus was still alive, but he was behind a smoke at that time, so would have been a great opportunity for Taka to at least cross and try to put it down. He's got his teammates upper to watch on Cloud, so there's nobody who's going to aggress from above, and they know that Zeus plays Inner often a lot by himself with the rotators coming in from the back lines. I think there was a chance there for them to make some more money. Now they're just going to have pistols. That might have still been the case, but they could have at least been more well set up for this following round. We'll see where this rush takes them as they come out Ivy quickly.
1-2, swap to the USP for 3. Simple, making it look easy, and Na'Vi starting to close that gap now. You know, going back around, I thought they were primed for the save, but I'm actually so happy there was 0 hesitation for that all-in rotate. Like you said, Zeus, alone, with a pistol. How easy it is to just write that off as a loss and keep what you have invested in the next, but nope. Na'Vi want this, fought for it, and got themselves into what this is, a much better position where MIBR, well, they're going to piece together their buy. But it could be a very dark fate for them, seeing as a force back after this wouldn't be all too easy.
Yeah. Critical moments here. Obviously, every round could be worth 2. And your buying decisions change when you get close to match point. You think differently a little bit, so.
I think, like, at this moment, we're chewing over what's Fallen going to buy. Glass Cannon, secondary op, just for the style points.
They're on T side now, right? I mean, like,
of course.
Why even bother going for it? It's gonna slow you down. Maybe he was considering it, but to go for a gimmick kill, maybe that could have been worth it. Instead, he gets the AK armor. I totally appreciate that it's option. KNG finds a small window of opportunity to try to go for a kill. He at least gets information on how Ivy's being played. Yeah. And he knows he doesn't have any immediate threats in front of him. No Shadow here at Sandwich. He's out to Olaf in a pretty good spot. Nades come over to follow up on this execute, and MIBR are out.
There we go. Poor Simple caught between a smoke and the flames. Slain by the initial T. Taco's head on display, but Zeus can't hit it. Oh, the spam from Electronic's good for the first kill, but he doesn't get the bomb carrier. Doesn't realize he hasn't denied the plant. And now Na'Vi find themselves 2v4. This transitions into a save, I'm sure. But One of the reasons I mentioned Fallen with that op is just because I think it's such a huge piece to their first half success. And if you contrast his 23 and 14 versus KNG's 9 and 17, I feel like the op success has fallen off from the first to the second half.
It's true.
You know, you want KNG to use it, and clearly they can succeed without op impact, but it just looks so dominant.
You know what I will say, though, about KNG's scoreline? It feels like when we've seen him, he's gotten really hard to get kills. And some of the times that he died in the first half, it was like this instant headshot, like something that there was like no one would have survived.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was a mixture of getting unlucky in the first half, and then obviously playing passively to the point that you don't even get to have a good scoreline because even on the rounds that you win, you're not being used too much.
Yeah, you know, and the fact that Fur soaks up 26 frags or something like that as well.
Not many. Yeah, there's no frags to spare. 11 to 14. Na'Vi on their heels. They had such a rough showing up until this point that even though they look good now, MIBR are just too close. It's going to be added pressure in a situation where they have already so many holes in their game. Fur, he has an opportunity with a spawn to go for a kill. He's obviously not the man to typically hold on to the op, but in this situation he will. It's a rush inside. They're taking upstairs fast. Simple gets the first kill, and that's supporting Zeus well.
Nice. There's one player to hit the ground. That's KNG, but just as quickly cut down as his teammates were too. Whoop, Fallen next to fall. And Fur just left alone now. I mean, this is a long time to wait if he wants to walk away with his op. A minute still.
I didn't mind that. I think I would have been surprised as well if I was MIBR going inner that quickly, because that timing is fresh for them, and then to see Simple prepared for it, right? He was up either in Z spotting the cross or over at Cloud.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what's a huge difference, I think, in this round that I really like to see? Let's rewind a bit to when Zeus was standing on top of the train, doesn't trust his teammate to watch upper and falls to ramp. You said it yourself. If you don't have that trust, then change positions. This round, he finds himself between that very same train and the bomb plant, and when he doesn't trust his, Simple to get all three of the kills falling out from above, what does he do? Turns his attention, has a chance to contribute, and then just being that much farther back buys himself enough time to prepare for Fallen or whoever it was to walk out from ramp.
Yeah, that's true. He did even help out with upgrade there, and he was safe.
Exactly. He did exactly what he did last time from a different position, and look how well it turned out for them.
Yeah, good to see that adaptation for sure. So I'm wondering if I'm MIBR, how come Na'Vi were so prepared that time? How come they knew that we were going to go inner? That would be something I'd think about. Not for too long. You want to think about a new strategy for this round. That timeout has run its course. Everybody's got enough money to buy. Taco is the only one who's a little bit low. Don't know if there's a gun on the ground in the T-spawn right now, but he will probably have to compromise here as they buy up. Deagle is his weapon of choice. And what do MIBR want to do? Well, they've gotten shut down. They've got shut down on outside twice. They've gotten shut down on inner twice. Confidence might be a little bit low with a couple of their existing strategies. They've had mixed results across the board. But by that same token, they've also been successful on both inside and outside at times.
You feel like we're seeing enough Ivy play here coming out of the second T side?
You know, normally MIBR go Ivy a lot. That's definitely true. We don't know why they're not doing it here. Maybe it's just something that's not conducive to having KNG, or just not the game plan versus Na'Vi or in general anymore. But that is something that they could do to try to keep it fresh. We certainly see Na'Vi respecting it regardless of that, so that's good. It's drawing attention. But I don't know how much MIBR want to go outside. And if we look at outside, Simple seems pretty confident that after that previous round, MIBR are probably going to try something else.
Nice to see Simple at the top of the scoreboard for his lineup. 25 kills for him. In fact, First still sits on 26. I'm trying to collect my thoughts and think back to what he had at the half, but...
I think it was like 25, you said?
Right, yeah, it was 24 or 25, or maybe even 26. Yeah, it's, there we go, speak of the devil. And down goes Electronic. He had that early aggression inside of T-Con.
Oh man, that's actually that's an enormous kill, because it shows that Na'Vi were feeling like suddenly it was going to be inner, because Electronic would not have taken that presence if he thought there was going to be a target there. He'd like to push for free. Oh, two players fall into the hands of Boomich. He gets 1.5, and now it'll be on Simple.
Ooh, not expecting the player to be so far out. His crosshair stuck between the two. Zeus can't get his second. KNG cuts him down, and that's Fallen to plant the bomb. Flamey, poor Flamey.
That really gave him the keys to outside, huh?
Yep. Huge.
Just that single kill, like, oh, okay, first of all, we don't have to kill Electronic this round. Secondly, it's 5v4. Thirdly, we went inside last round and got absolutely obliterated, so we want to try outside again. No better time than now to just go ahead and give that a shot. Also, we know that because Electronic pushed so far, they seem pretty confident we were going inside. So they're going to be less prepared outside. Another reason. Giving up that 5v4 does so much more than just knocking a man off the board. It actually just gives you such a big insight into the strategy of the other team. And MIBR capitalize on that. Bomb goes off this round. MIBR hit match point. Lock in 1 point for the first round of the day.
Yep. 100%. Wouldn't it be distracting to have Hugo written on your glasses like that?
Yeah, I mean, whether it was Hugo or Harry, I don't know.
Yeah. That was a big one from KNG, toppling Simple and then falling onto Zeus. I mean, there's 2 pivot moments in that round. Boomich getting 1 kill plus 90 damage inside of Popdog. Like, if he cuts off that entire side, we've got MIBR in a difficult spot. And then KNG trading those 2 kills. Just enabling the bomb plant, completely nullifying Flamey in any chance to come in for a retake. So here we go. 3 map points for MIBR. A full-fledged buy-up from Na'Vi. Early damage versus poor Electronic. But again, heavy bodies towards this outer yard.
All hugging onto this right side of the site. Sitting behind the sandwich smoke, thinking about Ivy, doubling up almost at sandwich. Right, we've got player at Hell and sandwich. MIBR don't move a muscle just yet. They always have a significant utility advantage coming into this round. So rushing might be a dumb thing to do. Boom, it's just going to take a few ticks of damage from that Molotov. Fallen's going to be happy about that. He looked like he was about to go down and was like, all right, well, I can ride this out for a little bit longer. So a couple of risks haven't paid off for Na'Vi. Things are looking grim for sure, but it is still 5v5.
If they want to, they can just sit back and wait for the hit. Even when Boomich retreated out of the Molotov, he got hit by follow-up utility, so it's been the name of the game. Poor guys with frags to the face. But we're going to collect ourselves inside of T-Con here. MIBR, 3 members ready. KNG's op included. Fur just trying to bait out a bullet. Put KNG into a prime spot to trade, as seen in the previous round. Fur's out, and successful. Well-timed flash from Fallen helps him, but Simple's at that distance, down range, back behind Ivy. Lucas could just skirt past both sides of the smoke. Flamey's position could be unbeknownst to the T's. Oh, but he falls, and by falling, he's inaccurate. A huge opening and a massive closure. MIBR just leak their way onto the bomb site and take this one down. 16 rounds for the Brazilians as they pick up a win in the first round here in Moscow.
They've got to be so happy. Obviously, it's just huge for them, right? They come into a tournament, they've got a new player, they want to prove that they can play well. They do it against Na'Vi, who obviously it's like not the best time for Na'Vi in some sense,
right,
but it's not like anything.
But still
like
a top
changing.
8 team.
Still a top 8 team, and it's not like they have to change most of their game plan. They know how to play train, especially with these players. So that's an enormous win for MIBR in their confidence. Plus, they look great in the first half. The second half, they didn't look quite as good, but I think that's also because, and a symptom of, the fact that Na'Vi turned it up a little bit.
Yes.
So a well-deserved victory, and it's good to see MIBR looking so strong on train.
So let's go ahead and throw this one away. Mohan, we're done here on round 1.
Yep,
so we're going to give it to, I believe, Nip and Avantgarde. Enjoy this, guys.
In the first 20 seconds of the round, and Avantgarde are going to be more than happy with that. They can really start to make NIP question themselves. Both now armed, both with AKs, and with the bomb under their control, they can silently slip back into the mist.